No. Oh, he left. There was a passed out up there. I'm seeing it in real time, man. In real life. I'm seeing people with dark, hollow, sunken eyes, twitching. And then I resist. And the crows come up to me, man. You know what I mean? Ah, it hurts. I got an injury. Why would I give a fuck? Yep, they're going right for my cabin. They know I'm here, so they're going to try to go hit a lick. The dirty looks they got in their It's funny, I put my arms out like the crows. That was the first thought that came to my head was lift your arms up like the crows. So we're gonna see. I don't know, the world seems like they're all, even the people that go to church, they seem obsessed with power. There's gotta be some place in the world that isn't like this. I'm hoping an island somewhere, or like a community that lives in boats and travels the 7 seas, and they all get together and have fun on beaches. Here's the same car that has been coming back and forth. Every time they see me, they just circle. Up and down this road. God. Why does this happen to me? Why did those guys? Why did they look so dark and empty and lifeless? And then revved their engine as I passed. Now they're coming back. So we're gonna see what happens. Are they gonna try to hit me? I don't know. But I'm looking for better service. We'll see if they speed by. It says more about them than it does. I love that low open as soon as I saw them. And when I looked at them, they approached me and they had a very stupid smirk and they had no light in their eyes, and I could tell they were really trying to be intimidating, and it didn't work. So they got in their car and revved their engine at me. And I just dropped a video. I just recorded a video on how to break free, how to actually free yourself from what seems to be like the devil. And now I've gotten a lot of weird shit today. I had a guy on the bike that I'm trying to buy wearing the hoodie that I want to buy for the winter, and he had the same exact setup on the bike that I was going to do to it when I got my e-bike. And he drove right by me, stopped, made full eye contact with like a really serious look, smiled, winked, and then took off. And that was on this road. And then we had those two. So I'm low-key trying to catch it on camera. I'm like, if they're gonna bother me like this, I want it on video. I don't know why they drove down here, turned around and drove back after trying to intimidate me. They really tried to scare me, and it didn't work, so they sped down this road, slowly going towards the cabin, turned around at the cabin, and then drove back. So one can only assume, I don't know, they saw me, drove up there, got on the high ground to try to scare me, and then went down this road. They didn't turn into any houses. There's no cameras at the park and ride, so they have no reason to really be scared of like whatever they were doing. They took off in two separate cars, both guys driving. Maybe best case scenario, I just don't see it. I don't see a way that they would just be sightseeing unless that was like a devilish entity had taken over their subconscious and that thing wanted to lunge at me. And they think that they're... But I needed to go for a walk anyway. This place has no private property signs on it. This is where, in the wintertime, I used to chase the turkeys around to see what they do. I wanted to see how they evade hunters. And they run in a straight line, and then at the same time, they all split up in 3 separate directions, and then they all coil around each other, run off to separate places, then they fly into trees and hop down in other places, and then they just make a huge mess of footprints. And then they'll fly and hop trees